You are amazed, Gregorio, that it takes so much argument to persuade my wife, but if you knew everything, you wouldn't be wondering at all. I believe it's because all women are suspicious. It's not that. She's the sweetest person in the world and the most obliging. But because one of the neighborhood women once told her that if she made a vow to go 40 mornings in a row to hear the first Mass at Santa Maria dei Servi, she'd get pregnant, so she made the vow, and she went perhaps 20 mornings. And you know, one of those lecherous friars began to hang around so that she refused to go back. It's not right, though, that the ones who ought to be giving a good example behave like that. Am I right? By Lucifer, it's absolutely true. Since then, she's been like a hare with her ears pricked, and if you suggest anything, she finds 1,000 arguments against it. I'm not amazed anymore, but how was that vow fulfilled? By dispensation. That's good. But now, if you have them, give me 25 ducats, because in cases like this, you have to spend and make the friar your friend quickly, and give him hope of better things to come. Here, take them. This doesn't bother me. I'll economize elsewhere. These friars are cunning, astute. That figures because they know our sins and their own. And someone who isn't familiar with them could be deceived and not know how to string them along to do what they want. For this reason, I wouldn't want you to spoil everything by speaking, because a man like you, who spends all day studying, understands those books of his, but doesn't know how to discuss the ways of the world. This fellow is such a fool, I'm afraid he will ruin everything. Tell me what you want me to do. I want you to leave the talking to me, and don't say anything unless I give you a signal. That's fine to me. What signal will you give me? I'll close an eye. I'll bite my lip. Hey, no. Let's do it this way. How long is it since you spoke to the friar? It's more than 10 years. That's good. I'll tell him that you have gone deaf, and you won't answer and you won't say anything at all unless we speak loudly. That's what I'll do. That's what I'll do. Besides that, don't be upset. If I say something that seems to have nothing to do with what we want, because everything will turn out to be relevant. Very well.
Women are the most charitable people in the world, and the most annoying. If you brush them off, you banish both annoyance and advantage. If you entertain them, you end up with annoyance and advantage together. And the truth is that where there's honey, there's flies. What brings you here, gentlemen? Isn't that Miss Inicia I see?
Speak loudly. He's gone so deaf that he hardly hears anything.
Good day to you, Your Honor.
Louder.
Good day!
Good day to you, Father.
What brings you here?
Very well. You'll have to talk to me, Father, because if you wanted him to hear you, you'd have to create uproar in the piazza.
Oh, I see. What do you want from me? Shall we sit?
Yes, we shall. Miss Inicia here and another gentleman, whose name I'll tell you later, have several hundred ducats to be distributed by the alms. Shit a brick. Be quiet, damn you, it's not much. Don't be surprised, Father, at anything he says, because he can't hear and sometimes he thinks he hears and his answers are way off the mark.
You continue then, and he can say what he likes.
I have part of the sum with me.
What is it?
have determined that you should be the person to distribute it.
Most willingly.
But before these alms can be distributed, it is necessary that you help us in a strange matter that has befallen his honor, where only you can help, and on which the honor of his family depends completely.
And what is that?
I'm not sure if you know Camillo Calfucci,
Yes, I know him.
the nephew of his honor here. He went over a year ago on some business he had to France, and not having a wife because she had died, he left his unmarried daughter in the care of convent, that it is not necessary to name for the moment.
And what happened?
It happened either through the carelessness of the nuns or through the headstrong nature of the girl that she finds herself 4 months pregnant.
Oh.
With the result that unless prudent remedy is taken, his honor, the nuns, the girl, Camillo and Calfucci family are disgraced. And his honor fears this shame so greatly that he has vowed that provided it is not made public, he'll give 300 ducats in the name's cut. That's ridiculous. Keep quiet. And he will give them through you, and you alone and the abbess can provide a remedy.
And how?
By persuading the abbess to give the girl a potion to make her abort.
I'll have to think it over carefully.
What is it there to think over? Just look at how many good things will flow from this action. You'll maintain the honor of the convent, of the girl and their relations. You'll restore a daughter to her father. You'll be doing a favor for his honor, for all his relations. You'll do as many good works with these 300 ducats as you can. And on the other hand, you're not harming anything except a bit of unborn flesh, devoid of feeling that could be lost in 1,000 ways. And I do believe that a deed is good when it is good for the majority and the majority are happy with it.
So be it, in the name of God. Let what you wish be done, and let everything be done in the name of God and of charity. Tell me the name of the convent, give me the potion, and if appropriate, that money so as to be able to begin to do some good.
Now you are looking like that cleric I thought you were. Take this part of the money. The convent is... But wait. There's a woman there in the church waving at me. I'll be back in a moment. Don't leave Messer Nicia alone. I want to have a couple of words with her.
This girl, how old is she?
I'm gaping in amazement.
I said, how old is she?
Curses on him.
Why?
So that you know, so it feels.
I seem to be caught in a pit. I'm dealing with one man who's mad and the other one who's deaf. One flees and the other doesn't hear. But unless they are counterfeit, would come out of it better than them.
Oh, I have great news, Father.
What news?
That woman I've just spoke to has told me that the girl miscarried on her own.
Good news. And goodbye to these alms.
What did you say?
I said that you have all the more obligation to give me these alms.
Alms will be given whenever you wish, but you have to do something else to help his honor.
And what is that?
Something less onerous, less scandalous, more acceptable to us and more advantageous to you.
What is it? I'm on such close terms with you, and I seem to have forged such a relationship that there is nothing that I wouldn't do.
A but I'll be inside the church, just you and me. And His Honor will be happy to wait here. Is it day or night? Am I awake or dreaming? Am I drunk even though I haven't had a drink yet today? To go along with this nonsense? We agreed to tell the friar one thing, and he says something else. Then he wanted me to pretend to be deaf. I would have had to fill my ears with pitch like Ogier the Dane to avoid hearing the crazy things he said. And God knows why he said them. I'm left 25 ducats poorer, and we haven't talked about my business yet. And now they have left me here at Chag on a rock. But here they are coming back. Curses on them if they haven't discussed my business. Messer Nisia, Friar Timoteo is prepared to do everything. You have given me new life. Will it be a boy? A boy. I'm choked up with emotion.
You go into the church. I'll wait for the ladies. Keep to the side so that they don't see you. And when they've left, I'll tell you what I've done. I don't know who's deceiving whom. This rook, Ligurio, came to me here with that first tale to test me, so that if I agreed to do that, he could lead me more easily to this. If I hadn't agreed, he would never have spoken of this one so as not to reveal their plans to no avail. And the first one, which was a fabrication, didn't matter to them. In fact, is that I have been deceived. But this deception is to my advantage. Messer Nisia and Callimaco are rich, and each of them, in his different way, is about to gain considerably. It's essential that the matter remains secret, because the consequences of speaking about it are as serious for them as it is for me. Whatever happens, I'm not sorry. It is indeed true that I fear I'll have some difficulty, because Madonna Lucrezia is wise than good. But I'll get at her through her goodness. And in the end, women don't have much of a brain. And if there's one who knows how to put two words together, it's word cuss at once, because in the land of blind, the one-eyed man is king. Oh, welcome to you both. I know what you want to discuss with me, because Messer Nisia has spoken to me. To tell the truth, I have spent more than 2 hours with my book studying this case. And after much consideration, I find many things, both in general and in particular, that pertains to us.
Are you serious or are you joking?
Oh, Madonna Lucrezia, is this a joking matter?
Father, no, but I think this is the strangest thing I ever heard.
My lady, I believe you, but I don't want you to talk like that anymore. There are many things that from a distance seem terrifying, unbearable, and strange, and then you are up close to them, and they turn to be natural, bearable, familiar. That's why they say that the fear is worse than the evil itself, and this is the one of those things.
May God so wish it so.
I wish to return to that what I was saying before. As far as your conscience is concerned, you have these general premises. Where there's a certain good and an evil that is uncertain, you should never abandon the good for the fear of evil. Here there's a certain good. You will become pregnant. You will acquire a soul of the Lord God. The certain evil is that the man who lies with you after the potion will die. There is a record also of those who don't die, but because it is not certain, it is good that Messenicia should not run that risk. As for whether the act is a sin, that's easy, my lady, because it is the will that sins, not the body. And it's a sin if it displeases the husband, whereas you are obliging him, or if you take pleasure in it, whereas you find no pleasure. Besides this, you have to consider the purpose of all these things. And your purpose, it is to fill a seat in paradise and make your husband happy. The Bible says that the daughter of Lot, thinking that they were the last women left in the world, lay with their father. And because their intention was good, they did not sin.
What are you persuading me to do?
I swear to you, my lady, on this consecrated breast, that the burden of conscience is complying with your husband's wishes is this matter, is just like that of eating meat on Wednesdays, which is a sin that can be washed away with holy water.
What are you leading me into, Father?
I am leading into something that will give you cause to say prayers for me to God forever, and bring you more satisfaction in a year's time than now.
I accept. But I don't think for a moment that I will be alive tomorrow morning.
Have no fear, my daughter. I'll pray to God on your behalf. I'll say the prayer of the Archangel Raphael so that he'll be with you. Farewell, and prepare yourself for that mystery, because it is getting dark.
May God and the Virgin Mary help me and protect me from harm.
May God be with you.
How's it going?
Oh, well, the women have gone home and have agreed to do everything. There won't be any trouble because her mother will go and stay with her and will put her to bed herself.
Is this the truth?
Oh, well, your death is cured.
Saint Clement has granted him grace.
You should put up a votive image to spread the news abroad, and so that this too is to my advantage as well as yours.
Let's not get this into side issues. Is my wife going to make trouble about doing what I want?
No, I tell you.
I'm the happiest man in the world.
I believe you are. You'll land yourself a boy.
Go about your prayers, Father, and if we need anything else, we'll come and find you. Your Honor, you go to your wife to keep her firm in their resolve, and you'll go and find Master Callimaco and tell him to send you the potion. And an hour after the sun, let's meet again to arrange what we have to do at bedtime. Good thinking. Goodbye.
Farewell. I wish I knew what those two have done. Is it possible that Liguria's not going to come? It's not late afternoon. It's sunset. I've been so anxious and I still am. Fortune and nature do indeed hold our lives in balance. No good ever comes from one without the other tipping the scales with grief. The more my hopes have risen, the more fear has surged too. Oh, alas! Can I possibly survive this anguish, tormented by these fears and this hope? I'm like a ship, buffeted by two opposing wings, and grows all the more fearful the closer it is to port. Well, Messenicia's simple-mindedness gives me hope. Lucretia's prudence and firmness fills me with fear. Alas, I find no rest anywhere. Sometimes I try to control myself. I reproach myself for my wild agitation, and I said to myself, "What are you doing? Have you gone mad? When you get there, what next? You realize your mistakes, you'll regret the effort and the work you put into it. Don't you know how little good there is to be found in the things that man desires when compared to what man imagines he'll find there? On the other hand, what the worst can happen to you is that you will die and you'll go to hell. Plenty of people have died and plenty of good men have gone to hell. Should you get ashamed of going there yourself? Turn to face your destiny, flee ill, and if you can't escape it, then take it like a man. Don't just roll over, don't give in like a woman." And so I tried to pull myself together, but not for long. Because I'm assailed from every quarter by such desire to have just one chance with her, and I feel myself faltering from head to toe. My legs wobble, my gut churns, my heart pumps in my chest, and my arms go limp. My toes go numb, and my eyes gaze over, and my head spins. But if I could just find Ligger, I could talk to him. But here he comes in a great rush. His news will either keep me alive a bit longer or be the death of me.
Hey, Kalimako, where have you been?
What's the news?
Good news.
Really good?
Excellent.
Did the friar do what was required?
It did.
Oh, Lucrezia is happy?
She is.
God bless the friar. I'll pray for him.
That's
Always.
a good one. As if God grants his grace for vice as well as for virtue. The friar will be wanting more than prayers.
What will he want?
Money.
Well, give him some. How much did you promise him?
300 ducats.
Well done!
The judge has already shelled out 25.
How did you manage that?
Just accept that he did.
And Lucrezia's mother, what did she do?
Almost everything. As soon as she realized that her daughter was going to have a sin-free night of bliss, she did not let up on ordering Lucrezia until she took her to see the friar, and there she kept at it so that she agreed.
Dear God, what have I done to deserve such happiness? Am I going to die of joy?
First it's for joy, then it's for sorrow. He wants to die whatever happens. Have you organized the potion?
Yes, I have.
What are you sending him?
A cup of Hippocras, which will suit your purpose. It suits the stomach and lights the heart. Oh, no.
What is it? What's the matter?
There's nothing to be done about it.
What the hell is it?
We've achieved nothing. I've bricked myself into a corner. Don't you remember what I told Massanicia about you and he, Ciro and I would see someone to put into bed with his wife?
So?
So? If I'm with you, I can't be the person who's deceived. And if I'm not with you, he'll tumble the deception.
You're right. But isn't there some way around it?
I'm sure there isn't.
There must be.
What?
I want to take it over for a moment. I've got it.
What have you got?
I'll get the friar, who's helped us up to now, to finish this off.
And how?
We will all have disguises ourselves. I'll disguise the friar, he'll alter his voice, his face, his clothes, and I'll tell his owner that he's you. He'll believe it.
I like it, but what will I do?
I reckon that you put on a tunic and you come along with a lute in your hand around the corner of his house, singing a little song.
With my face uncovered?
Yes, because if you were wearing a mask, you'd get suspicious.
You recognize me?
No, you won't, because I want you to pull a face and open your mouth. Screw it up and twist it around and close an eye. Try it.
Like this?
No,
Like this?
it's not enough.
Then this way?
Yes, yes. Remember that. I've got a nose at home. I want you to wear it.
Very well, then what?
When you appear around the corner, we'll be here. We'll take the lid from you, we'll size you, we'll spin you around, we'll take you into the house, and we'll put you to bed. And the rest, you'll have to do it by yourself.
Making theirs the hard bit.
Hard or not, that's up to you. And it's up to you to make sure you can come again another time.
What do you mean?
You have to make her yours tonight. Before you leave, you tell her who you are, you reveal the deception, you'll show her the love you bear her, you'll tell her how much you care for her, and how, without compromising her honor, she can be your friend. And how, with great cost to her honor, your enemy. It's possible that she should refuse to come to an understanding with you, and that she should want this night to be the only one.
Do you think so?
I'm sure. But let's not waste time. It's been dark for 2 hours now. Call Ciro, send the potion to Messer Inicia, and wait for me at home. I'll go and fetch the friar. I'll disguise him, and I'll bring him here, and we'll meet the judge, and we'll do what's left to be done.
Oh, good plan, good plan.
Good evening, Your Honor. Oh, don't be frightened. It's us. Oh, you are all here. Are you? You didn't identify yourselves immediately. I was going to run you through with the sword. You are Ligerio, and you are Ciro. The other one is the doctor. Yes, Your Honor. Look, he's changed himself completely. No one would know him. I made him put 2 walnuts in his mouth so his voice wouldn't give him away. You are right, donkey. Why? Why? Why didn't you tell me before, and I would have put a couple in my mouth too. You know, it's important not to be recognized by our speech. Let's not waste any more time here. I want to be the captain. Give the army his battle orders for today. Kalemico can lead on the right horn. I'll be on the left. His honor will be between the 2 horns. Ciro will bring up the rear to help anyone in the country who goes down. We should send a scout. Who's going? Off you go, Ciro. Here is coming back. What have you found, Ciro?
He's the most beautiful yellow fellow you ever saw. He's not even 25 years old.
Let's wait for him to appear around the corner, and then we'll jump on him.
La 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 la.
Take him that side, I'll be this side.
I told you, my dear Ligerio, I was reluctant until the early hour of the morning, and even though I took great pleasure, it didn't seem right. But when I revealed to her who I was and how great was the love that I bore here, and how easily on account of her husband's folly we could live happily and without infamy at all. And when I promised her that whenever good or otherwise disposed of him, I would take her as my wife. And when, in addition of these three arguments, had tasted the difference between my embrace and Nicias, and between the kisses of a young lover and those of an old husband, after a sign or two, she said, "Since you cunning my husband's foolishness, my mother's simplicity, and the weakness of my confessor have led me to do what I would never have done on my own, I will judge that it is the result of a heavenly disposition that so desires, and I am not capable to refusing what heaven wants me to accept. Therefore, I take you as Lord, Master, Guide. I want you as my father, my defender, and as my dearest good. And what my husband desires for one evening, I want him to have forever. You will become his best friend, and you will come to church this morning. From there, you will come here to dine with us, and you'll come and go at will. And we will be able to come together at any time of the day, and without arousing suspicions." When I heard this voice, these words, I almost died of delight. I couldn't say a fraction of the things I would like to have said. As a result, I find myself the happiest, most content man ever in the world. And if death and time do not bring this happiness to an end, I'll be more blessed than the blessed, more saint than the saints.
I'm delighted with your success, and that everything I promised you has happened.